Hello and welcome to another beginner yoga episode. My name is Shona Vertue. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been before, I am a yoga teacher and a personal trainer and an ex-gymnast and all those things. There's lots more, but I'm not going to talk about it now because we're going to do some yoga. So today's yoga session is progressing from my last beginner yoga video. So make sure you do that one before you attempt this one. Today what we're going to be covering are the sun salutations. Now the sun salutations are a flowing series that I find are just one of the best ways to mentally and physically wake up your body. And I think the secret to it is the fact that you have to move with the breath. And we did a little bit of that in the last sequence. So inhaling or exhaling in accompaniment with a movement. I love doing them in the mornings when I wake up and I feel that little bit stiff and maybe I don't feel like I could just sit straight still into meditation. The sun salutations are a really great way to kind of wake me up so that I'm alert enough to not fall asleep during a meditation. Last series we went over a couple of postures, those main ones being child's pose, downward facing dog, and a little bit of Cobra. So I'm just gonna build on that sequence. I'm gonna let it do the talking. I don't wanna talk too much to you, but remember, as always, the breath is the priority above and beyond anything. So we're gonna take a few breaths now just to kind of get you in tune with the way you should be breathing. So what we're gonna do is come into a cross-seated position. Now, cross-seated, if you're a beginner, can be quite intense, so I just put something underneath your butt, or get aggressive with the mat. If you could fold the mat up and put it underneath your buttocks, or if you're really tight in the hips, you might want to sit on a chair. I'm happy either way. We're gonna get started. So let's take the hands and either have them rested with the palms up or palms down. My cat needs to do more meditating and practice more yoga. She's great. Okay, so closing your eyes, what I'm gonna get you to do is just breathe naturally, inhaling and a full breath out. And I just want you to pay attention to where you're feeling the breath. Inhale, notice what parts of you expand, and exhale. Notice what parts of you relax. As best as possible, we want the inhalation to be energizing, awakening, space creating, and the exhalation is calming, grounding, relaxing. Inhaling and exhaling. And what you might notice is that I'm starting to breathe a little louder, and that loudness is coming from a restriction that I'm making at the back of my throat. So we kind of get this Darth Vader effect. So hopefully you can hear that. But what I'd like you to do is try to make that restriction. It's kind of like if you were about to start snoring, that would be the beginning of it. So it's like a pre-snore. So a snore would be like that. That's too much. We don't want to be making those noises in the yoga practice. So instead, it's like if my mouth is open, it still sounds the same, breathing in and out of the nose. So close your mouth, make sure your mouth is closed for this, but make that restriction at the back of the throat. Yeah, as best as possible. It does take some practice. Closing your eyes if you opened them. Inhale and exhale. Now in yoga we call that Ujjayi breath. And Ujjayi just gives us more control over the inhalation and exhalation so we can slow it down so that it matches the full movement that we take. So when I say inhale, arms up, if you were to just go and breathe in, the rest of the movement wouldn't be accompanied by the breath. and we lose that meditative ability of the inhalation matching all the movement and the exhalation matching all the movement. So I really need you to work on that slight restriction. It'll make such a difference to your practice if you can really learn to do that. It is really, really powerful, and it's a huge game changer in the practice of yoga. So we're gonna practice it 3 more times here, and then I'm really gonna ask you to try and practice it throughout each posture and throughout each movement that we do, okay? It's really key for the sun salutations. So, keeping your eyes closed, let's take 3 more. Palms wherever you'd like them. Inhale, hold it, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So that slight restriction just helps me and you to slow the breath down, and that is going to have the best effect on the nervous system as well, because remember, those slow, calm, deep breaths are what help to stimulate the parasympathetic side, the side of your nervous system that's in charge of rest, digestion, repair, basically all the good shiz. Okay, so let's come into an all fours position. And we're going to go through that sequence that we did last week, just to kind of recap. Feet together, push the hips to the heels, arms extend forward, drop your head down. So let's take a deep breath in, Ujjayi if you can. Feeling the back of the ribs expand, and then exhale, soften here. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so as you take that breath in, feel the back of the ribs expand, and a full exhalation. Notice what's happening as you breathe. Notice the movement. Try to maintain that Ujjayi breath, that slight restriction. We're going to come forward into an all fours position as you inhale. So inhale, round forward, tuck the toes, and we'll just go ahead and actually what we might do is come into all fours position and just flatten out the feet, spread the fingers nice and wide. I just want to lubricate the spine a little bit, okay, in case the spine's feeling a little tight, and the shoulders. So what we're going to do is take a breath in, lift up through the head and the hips, inhaling here, and then exhale, belly button to the spine, push the floor away, head down. Let the spine round and feel that stretch at the back of your neck. Just starting to press into the hands so that you really warm up your shoulders here. Let's go ahead, inhale, drop the belly, lift the head and the hips. Exhale, belly to the spine, push the floor away, head down. Inhale. And exhale. Now, it's not always easy for me to coach the Ujjayi breath, or at least do the Ujjayi breath and talk at the same time. So if you don't hear me doing it, just assume that that's what I want you to do. So inhale. Exhale, belly button to the spine, push the floor away. Yeah? So inhale, come back to a flat spine, tuck the toes. Let's move into a bent knee downward dog. Lift the knees off, press the hips back, and just walk out through the heels a little bit. So we want to stretch the side body. Let your hips drop over to the left side and really reach through the right hand so you feel a stretch for the right side of the body. And then go ahead for the other side. So you're bending that right knee, hips move over to the right, reaching that left arm away from you, and then come back to center and just walk out through the heels. Open up through the back of the legs here. You don't have to have a fully straight downward dog. Remember what I said last week is that we don't want you to be in a position where your legs are straight but you're rounded like this. The goal of downward dog is not to have straight legs. It's actually to have a straight spine first, and then eventually, as the hamstrings get more and more flexible over time, you will come into this position. But I'm going to tell you now, you do not reach enlightenment from being able to do a straight-legged downward facing dog. We're way off that. Okay, so it's not going to be your priority. Okay, so from here, inhale, let's round forward, coming into a push-up position. Now, last week I said, if you'd like to drop the knees, go ahead, but I really do want you to challenge building that strength. So finding a position where you're in that top plank, your glutes are squeezed, your tailbone is tucked, you're pushing the floor away, holding it here, tuck the chin in and breathe. And then slowly we're going to lower down, the shoulders come forward, elbows shave the sides of the wrists. As soon as you feel like you can't hold it anymore, drop the knees and then start to lower down, okay? Roll the shoulders back, lift into Cobra pose. Hands come off, feel your back activate. And then hands back down, bend the knees. Exhaling through child's pose, lift the knees off. Let's do it again. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, hold your chaturanga as long as you can. If you need to drop your knees, go ahead. And then inhale, cobra. Exhale, back through child's pose or mini one, and then downward dog. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing. Let's do one more where I'm not coaching. So let's just do it together. Go ahead, start with the inhale. Downward facing dog. And we're so yogic and in such a yogic state that we didn't even notice that my cat ran through. Okay. So slowly, keeping your knees bent, just walk your feet up to your hands as far as you can. Now you'll be tight in the hamstrings, so just take it slow. Go as far as you feel you can before you need to lift your body off. And we'll hang forward. Slowly, we're gonna unroll all the way up to standing, one vertebra at a time. As the head lifts, go ahead, reach the arms up, palms together, inhale. And exhale, bring the hands back to the heart, relax the shoulders. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through the postures, the key postures that we find in our sun salutation. Okay, so first things first is just Tadasana. Tadasana means mountain pose. And basically, essentially, it's just a standing position. And it seems like when you look at it, there's not a lot going on, but there's actually a whole lot of awareness that you need to have in that Tadasana position. And it's trying to teach you to stand in a way that's harmonious with gravity. Eventually, I really want you to get better at making this a habit, not just when you're on the mat, but when you're off the mat. And that's how yoga can make such a huge difference in your life. Okay, rant over. Frida is sick of my rants. Okay, so Tadasana. Let's bring the feet together actually and just have the toes touch with the heels very slightly apart. Make sure your inner arches are lifted. The belly draws in, kneecaps lift. We're squeezing the glutes, the quads are active, the belly draws in, ribs are down, but chest is open. So the shoulders are back. The chin is tucked in, the back of the neck is long, hands are at the heart to begin with. So we're gonna take a deep breath in. Release the arms down, inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, bend at your knees, drop forward, really bend the knees here. Let your body come down. Now some of you I know might not be able to get your hands to the floor. If you can't, place the hands onto the shins. But really bend your knees to allow you to come down into this Uttanasana, this forward fold. Let your head relax. We want to feel that the back of the neck releases. Now when some of you drop your head, you're going to feel this deep pull down the back of your neck, and it's going to make you not want to do that. So you'll automatically be coming down into this position. But the whole point of yoga is to stretch out all the fascial tissue in the body. So if you hold yourself in this, all you're going to do is get a minor stretch here, but we're not going to release all of you. So we need to do that. So tuck the chin in, drop the head. It will increase the sensation of stretch, but that's probably where you need to release it. Take a breath here, and as you do, you're going to straighten your arms and either keep them on the floor or bring your hands to your shins and flatten out your back here. Yes, of course, you can straighten the legs as well, but this is quite a stretched position for the hamstrings. You need to be super flexible to do that with your hands on the floor or even on your shins. The priority here is keeping the back nice and flat. Okay, so breathe in here. This is the halfway lift. Now from there, we're gonna bend the knees some more, plant the hands down, and we're just gonna step back into that push-up position. Shoulders come forward, belly in, glute squeeze. We know this already. Lowering down, elbows shave the sides of the body, coming to the floor. From here, release the tops of the feet. We know Cobra, lifting the chest off. And then bend your knees, tuck the toes, and we're going to go straight into downward facing dog here. Pull the ribs in your down dog. Shake out your head, yes and no. We're going to take a few breaths here. Knees bent. Remember, if you're feeling like you're rounding through the spine. Grip into all 10 fingers so that you don't hurt your wrists. Yeah, we've got to keep the weight out of dumping that load into the wrists. From here, bend your knees, look forward, and just see if you can walk the feet up to the hands. If you feel like you get to here and you can't go further, try a little hop. Yeah, taking it forward. Make sure your feet come together, toes touching, heels slightly apart. Halfway lift from here. Inhale, and then exhale. Grab the back of the legs, round in, drop the head down. We're going to come up to standing. Inhale, arms reach back up, lengthen. And then exhale, find your Tadasana. Think about that positioning. Belly in, thighs squeeze, glute squeeze. Chest is open, but ribs are down. Back of the neck is long, and your feet are pressing into the floor. You're nice and even. So that is one sun salutation. So what I want to do is get it to a point where you guys can just flow that by yourself in the morning. And that's called sun salutation A. We'll hit sun salutation B next session. So let's continue with another few rounds just so that you get used to the movement. So squeezing the glutes, belly in, find that Tadasana position. Find your Ujjayi breath. Release the arms down. We ready? Inhale, arms reach up. Stretch out of the hips, lengthen. Exhale, bend at the knees, fold forward. Let your body release down. Do not hold that head. Let it tuck in. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Really lengthen forward. We're trying to create space and decompress the spine here by trying to push ourselves out of the hips. Hands come down to the floor. You're going to step back into a push-up position. Keep your core nice and tight. From there, lower down as you exhale. Elbows shave the sides of the body. Inhale, we come into Cobra. Lifting through the chest, pulling the shoulders back. Elbows back. Exhale, tuck the toes, bend the knees, try and press straight back into downward facing dog. Adjust your feet as needed. Keeping the knees bent, trying to open through the shoulders here. Relax the back of the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2. Breathe in. Final breath out, empty the lungs all the way, look forward, and then just slowly step the feet or hop them up to the top of the mat. Feet together, inhale, halfway lift again, so decompressing the spine, lengthening. And then exhale, grab the back of the legs, hug in and stretch, get that full stretch, that forward fold, maybe start to play with straightening the legs a little more. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms reach up, lengthen. Exhale, hands come back to the heart, relax the shoulders, ribs in, find that Tadasana positioning. Let's go again, release the arms, inhale, arms up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back to push up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra pose. Exhale, bend the knees, downward dog. Take a breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Maybe working a little bit more of a stretch into the hamstrings. Look forward, step, or maybe we're going to try the hop all the way from here. So bend your knees, jump, feet up to the hands. Okay, from there, inhale, halfway lift, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, grab the back of the legs, hug in and stretch, dropping the head. Remember, let go of that neck. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms reach, belly in. Feel your glutes squeeze immediately, the ribs pull in. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Last one, arms release, inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Hold the breath and plant the palms, step back into push-up. Core tight, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend at the knees. Press back into down dog. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Shake out your head, yes and no. Relax your jaw. Inhale. Final exhale, 3. Bend at the knees, look forward. Let's give it a go. Jump. Feet up to the hands. It really utilizes your core here, particularly the low abs. Halfway lift here. Inhale. Exhale, grab the back of the legs, hug in and stretch, dropping the head down. Weight comes forward. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms reach up, belly in, core tight, lengthen. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Perfect. How did that feel? Let me know below. We're gonna come down to the floor now. We're just gonna take a few deep, calm breaths to relax you and calm you down. If you feel nice and alert and you wanna get on with your day, stop the video now and get on with it. If you've practiced this and it's afternoon or nighttime and you wanna bring yourself back down, join me for a little bit of a relaxing Shavasana. I'll see you next time if you're leaving now. Okay, so for those of you that stayed with us, come down to the floor. And we're just gonna take the feet out towards the edges of the mat, drop the knees in together. So let's take a few breaths here first, just with a little bit of nice internal rotation for the legs. Bring your hands onto your stomach, just so that you can feel the heel of your hands, you can feel your ribs, but the rest of it, you can feel your stomach. Tuck the chin in, and we wanna feel a big breath in and a full breath out. So just really starting to notice the breath, but notice it in a way where you're encouraging it to calm down, to slow down. Remember that the sun salutations are designed to build a bit of heat. They're designed to wake you up mentally and physically, to mobilize joints, to release tension. But we want to, particularly if it's the end of our day, prepare the body for sleep or rest. So controlling that breath is one of the best ways to do that. Slowing it right down. And we'll go ahead and extend the legs out straight. If it pulls on your lower back to do that, then by all means, keep the knees bent. Try to tuck your tailbone so that the lower back is long here. And then take your arms by your sides, walk the shoulder blades down the back, palms face up at the ceiling. And we'll just take a few deep breaths here again. The aim of the Shavasana practice, Shavasana sounds really romantic and beautiful and exotic, but it really just means corpse pose. So the idea here is that we lie like a corpse. We allow our body to come into full rest, and we use our mind to give our body permission, to give ourselves permission to fully and completely surrender. This is really key. Relaxation is a practice. It does not come naturally to us as human beings, particularly not as adult human beings. So if you're lying here and you just feel like you want to stare up at the ceiling or fidget about, just know that that's okay. It's normal. It happens to plenty of people. But you have to ask yourself why you're incapable of just being with yourself, of just being with the moment, and of coming into full rest. And every time I've been in that situation where I've been unable to rest, I know that it's because I have something on my mind, something that's stressing me out, something that I didn't even realize was really stressing me out until I came into stillness. So allow all those uncomfortable feelings to surface. So that you can process them at a later time. So not right now. Instead, we want to pay full attention and awareness on the breath. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Two more with Ujjayi breath, and then we'll let go of the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Try to melt away tension throughout the body. So notice your ankles relax, your knees relax. Inhale. Exhale, notice your hips, your lower back, your shoulders, and your neck relax. Last one, inhale. And exhale, notice your face relax. So let go. Try to allow a fully emotionless face to present itself on your head. So relax the jaw, relax your eyes, relax your brow. No emotion, just full and complete stillness, surrender. We're going to stay here for a few moments. And then we'll come to interlace the fingers. Arms reach up, point the toes, lengthen. Sorry, baby. Did I interrupt you? Exhale, hug the knees into the chest, squeeze them in. And then we're going to roll up into a seated position to finish the practice. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for practicing again. Remember to repeat this video over and over a few times just to really allow the information to sink in. We need it to become muscle memory. So it's not enough to just watch it once, practice it once, and hope that it just integrates through your body. You need to watch these over and over. And what I'm trying to do now with this beginner series is build upon the practice to the point where we can have a full hour practice together, and you really start to see the benefits of yoga. And once we get that hour, then we can start splitting it into little 10-minute slots. So you integrate it into your day as and when you need it with the postures that your body needs at the time. That is my goal. Namaste. Well done, everyone. Thank you.